Okay, so when it comes to Ashe, Ashe does have a combo. I think I briefly talked about it in the VOD itself, but the Ashe combo is aim in, shoot, and then aim out, shoot twice, and then aim in, then aim out, shoot twice. You just gotta do that on repeat, and I'll show you what happens when you do that really fast.
Dead as
You
a
can
doornail.
you can do a lot of damage with it. And you can do that especially when you got a squishy up real close to you. You can shoot once and then aim out and then shoot twice and then just aim in and shoot once. You're a lot more accurate when you do that too, instead of just aiming in and shooting like this. And you do a lot more damage instead of aiming in or shooting like that. So just keep in mind when you should be using that and when you shouldn't be using that.
Don't waste my time.
And I think that combo will really help you rank up faster. Anyway, let's get into the VOD. Okay, so when it comes to playing Ashe on this map, most of the time you're going to want to be positioning back here, but it's okay to position right here, and then when they push up a little bit too far, like if they make their way right here, then you can just walk all the way back and use your shotgun to boost up all the way back here, and just use here. Even holding back in this back corner right here is good as well. So just keep that in mind for when things go bad and when they're contesting this high ground and you can't really do a lot about it. Just make sure you can take back to that other high ground right over there.
Hey,
Overall, not a bad start. I mean, you played a pretty decent role into winning that fight, so good job so far. But it's a little too early to tell what your main issue is yet.
Join your emperor. Bad guys, heads up.
A little bit. I mean, so far you're not doing bad.
The barrier's weakened. You're stuck. Regenerated.
All right, so I found out your first issue is throughout like the last, let's say, 5 or 6 seconds, how much value were you getting by sitting in this corner right here and just hard watching this? The answer is 0. You're not getting any value out of it. So, and what I mean by value is constantly be doing something, adding pressure to the enemy team, doing damage, trying to get picks. And you always, like, the thing that you should always be thinking about is constantly be thinking about doing stuff. Like, you should constantly be never sitting AFK. You should never not be doing anything. Now, the ping was good. You could walk, holy crap, I can't talk. You could have walked over there and pinged and then just walked back and kept shooting down main. But instead, you chose to sit here, ping, and then just hard watch it. That is a bit of an issue. But overall, I don't think it's going to too badly affect this. Unfortunately, by you sitting over there, though, it added 0 pressure to the hog because your tank is too focused on it. When the hog has 0 pressure, you just walked in and got a pick on your brig. Not a bad dynamite. Once again, you're kind of just sitting there not really doing a lot. Instead, what you could do is a lot like sooner. If the map isn't healing you, or if no one's healing you, you could just easily drop down, walk right here for a second, wait for him to heal you back up, do as much damage as you can, and then use your shotgun to boost back up here and just keep shooting from there. And if like it's too late to take that high ground, just like I said in the beginning, just rotate back here and take right there. Another issue is you're taking a little bit too long of a route over here. It takes probably like 4 or 5 seconds to get all the way around when you could have taken maybe 1.5 seconds just to boost up with your shotgun to sit right here. Overall, I do like that you're taking high ground. Just unfortunately, by you taking that long way around, their Ashe thought the high ground was free, and in result, you both got into a fight, and that probably would have never happened if you just used your shotgun early on and got up to the high ground faster.
These barrels are smoking. Bad guys, take them out.
Not a bad spot to be positioned. like I said, this corner right here is not bad at all. And then you can also boost yourself up here when you can.
Barrier is splintering. Let them out.
Now, this is the biggest issue when it comes to going against the Ashe, is their Ashe has high ground. And the biggest issue about this corner right here is that you don't have high ground at all. But if you simply boost it up here, I think your odds of winning would be a lot more likely.
Much better.
But overall, in that corner right there, you were doing some stuff. And I think in result, you played a pretty big role. But so far right now, after you rotated and grabbed that mini, you haven't really done a whole lot. And in result, your team's kind of struggling a little bit. And due to you taking too long of a route, you could have even boosted up there. Regardless, I think your Kree was probably dead because he was overextending like crazy. But you could have at least added a little bit of pressure, maybe distracted. But not a lot you can do there. But you definitely got to remember that you should be taking the high ground a lot sooner with your shotgun just to boost up, because walking around just takes a little too long.
The barrier appears.
It's just unfortunate. Would I probably have thrown Bod there too? Just make sure you're alt tracking a little bit better. Just keeping track of who has alt and who doesn't have alt. It's really hard to keep track of that at first, but the more and more you play the game, the more and more you realize, oh, this guy has alt, this guy doesn't have alt. Not a lot you can do there. They all pushed you, and they won the fight. Overall, though, not a bad hold.
Objective lost. Stop the payload.
Nice job on taking the high ground.
Pass.
Well, once again, like I was saying, kind of looking a little too confused. You're not, like, you took high ground, which was good, but after you took high ground, you kind of sat here for the entirety of it. I know that you're walking over there to go check out, see if the Reaper's still over there, but I mean, his gunshots stopped, so he's more than likely fading away. But yeah, just make sure you're constantly getting value, because so far I've seen your biggest issue seems to be just not really doing anything. Like, you have your moments where you're playing like a platinum, and then you have your moments where you're kind of just walking around not really understanding what's happening. Right here, what you're doing right here, this is good. Good dynamite.
The barrier cannot withstand much more.
Bob, do something.
Someone stop that thing.
Now, probably best if you don't shoot the Bob there, and you're probably going to lose this fight because both of your teammates died, your Sigma and your BAP. So what's best is for you to just walk back, take this route, use your shotgun to get all the way back here, and just try to contest them from this high ground. If they push you too hard, you can just always drop down and go back there.
They got us
But
outnumbered.
unfortunately, if you die here, that's a massive stagger, and it's going to make taking the point back like 10 times harder.
Come on.
And unfortunately, you freaked out, you panicked a little bit, and you shot the Reaper. Or you freaked out and shot the Reaper. Could have walked back here, taking this high ground right here, and probably would have been safe, I want to say. But unfortunately, you died, and your team's already respawned, so you got a couple seconds of waiting in spawn.
I am not ready to ride.
You got to
in
make
the
your way
sunset.
back, and by the time you make your way back,
Rally to
someone on
me.
your team's more than likely dead. Yeah, your Bab's dead. Now, right here, you can take high ground right here, or you can just hold right here as well. The Ashe can't really see you from here, so you're kind of chilling.
Whew, just what I need.
I mean, good job. The high ground. But once again, your biggest issue is you kind of look a little confused. You're already down one player, so now you're down two, but you were already down one player. So taking this high ground, you 100% have to at least be adding a little bit of pressure. Oh, you got to at least be adding a little bit of pressure to the enemy team. The Ashe wasn't peeking you at the time, so just do a few shots and then you can go back to look for the Ashe. Fortunately, you're probably dead here. Yeah. But, I mean, not a lot you can do. Your team was pretty dysfunctional right there. You had multiple people pushing up a little too soon, but that happens in gold. And the best way to fix that is by either dying really early with your team or not dying at all. Now, right here as well, you could be pushed all the way back here because when you respawn, you can press the interact key, and when you press the interact key, it takes you back to the other spawn. Right here is an extremely dangerous spot, especially since like you say that you think that you're platinum, which I'm not gonna get you wrong. You have plays where you're playing like a platinum, but you have certain plays where you just walk around and you look confused. And I think you're blinded by the plays that you're making because they are platinum-like plays. But I think you're just blinded by them and not realizing what you're doing wrong. And right here is this is a big no. Like, you don't want to be positioned here in high platinum right here. Like, the second you because I know you're probably going to shoot here. So the second you shoot, that hog's instantly going to turn around and he's going to hook you and kill you. And on top of that, you got an Ashe right here as well. She might already know you're there. I don't know what she's doing. And on top of that, you have a Zen, which is pretty scary, shooting down there, as well as a Kiri shooting down there. So, but I mean, you're adding pressure to the supports, but overall, is this positioning ideal? No, it's not really good at all. Now, you might try to argue that, like, you got out safely. In a higher rank, you're not getting out safely right there. Now, this would be a good time to use Bob.
Let them up.
Bob, do something.
Good Bob.
Performance. Everyone's getting better.
You owe me one.
But once again, like, the entire time, I think you're so busy looking at Bob that you just completely forgot, like, to even shoot your weapon. I think you shot it maybe like 2 or 3 times right there. But I mean, good Bob.
Shooting Bob.
And on top of that, you got the Sigma and Cassidy, both have all.
Fired up right now.
So when this next fight is going to be unlikely because they have 4 ults. But I mean, it's still possible to win this fight.
Where there's smoke, there's smoke.
But once again, kind of just sat here looking a little confused. More than likely, probably could have positioned yourself over here a little bit sooner. You could have taken this angle right here. Did a lot more damage to the Reaper, and the Reaper might have died before he could have faded. But I do like the fact that you are positioning yourself right where you are right now. This is a good spot to be. Nice. You moved him off the high ground. Also, I have noticed a few times you are reloading when you don't 100% need to reload. Like, you're shooting 4 bullets and then reloading. Sometimes you don't really need to do that. But I mean, you're taking the high ground, you're contesting them on the high ground. In the result, you got the Kiri dead. I think you single-handedly won this fight just because you're sitting up on this high ground and just absolutely being a menace. Also, those are really good boops.
I'm really feeling the heat. in your bonnet.
Enemies over there.
60 seconds remaining.
Not a lot you can do here, so I haven't really been saying much. Probably get a boop the Reaper off. Hopefully he doesn't fade, because a good Reaper will more than likely fade as you try to boop him off, and then more than likely try to kill you. But that's usually when you just drop off the high ground. But thankfully he's not a good Reaper, so you can just keep doing that to him on repeat. Unfortunately, Curie ulted, a little too focused on the Reaper, but I don't blame you. Like, and what I mean by a little too focused on the Reaper, after you knocked him off, you kind of just walked over here, kept peeking him instead of focusing on what was like right over here. But on top of that, they all pushed, so chances of you winning
Now
that
to show
fight,
'em that I mean
or
business.
even if you were gonna stay up there, the chances of you surviving were pretty slim. But personally, I would have stayed up there as well.
She's gonna blow.
30 seconds.
Good dynamite
Bob, do
and a good bob.
something.
The payload is approaching its destination.
Step right up. Such is the penalty.
Can't handle the heat.
It's really good.
Stay out of my way.
Once again, like, those are the platinum plays that I'm seeing. Like, you're playing like a platinum right there, but you have those moments where you look a little confused. Like, you single-handedly
10
carried that fight.
seconds remaining.
Now, your team played a little bit of a role, but I mean, you were the biggest role, or you were the biggest reason why you won that fight. That's because you were constantly shooting, and then after you shot Bob, or after you threw down Bob, you continued to shoot. And when you continued to shoot, that adds a lot of pressure, and sooner or later, the team's gonna break.
To 2. Switching sides. Ready.
We
So,
may have
so far, your
different
shotgun
definitions.
needs some work, and on top of that, maybe a
Better
little
get
bit of
paid
mechanical
after all
skills.
this.
There's
I don't like having my
several
time
Overwatch
wasted.
aim training codes that you can put in through custom games.
Superior
So
firepower's good.
it's always good to
Superior
like
brain power's better.
practice and make sure you get that or get your aim up, especially when you start getting into the higher ranks. Aim is going to be a lot more important,
5,
but
4.
so far you just got to focus on making sure that you're doing a lot more, and
Attackers incoming.
you got to be using your
Defend objective
shotgun to be moving up to the higher ground faster. Like right there, you got to be doing that a lot more. And you simply taking this high ground knocked both Curie and Bree off the high ground, off their high ground, because they're a little scared. Because Ashe is scary. Usually in high ranks they probably won't do that, and you have to hit your shots for them to drop. But so it's good taking the high ground. You knock them both off. So honestly, like, you more than likely could get away with just walking right over through here and just jumping up here. Tank is pretty distracted right now.
Thank you.
Missed your opportunity a little bit, but I mean, they're already down, so they're probably gonna be backing up. Yeah. Now, Mr. Shotgun, I'm not gonna flame you for that. Everyone misses their shotguns every now and then, but what I'm gonna give you a congrats for is by trying to take the high ground.
Nice try, honey.
You see how much of a difference you're making by just simply shooting at them too? Like by constantly shooting at them. Once again, I mean, your dynamites aren't bad at all. And like, your idea to take the high ground is pretty good as well. But you just have your moments where you're constantly kind of looking a little confused, and
Escort the
you're not
payload.
really like knowing what you're doing. And you gotta, like, when playing Overwatch, your decisions have to be fast. Like, you gotta think, like, the second you make or think about something, you gotta do it. Now right here, once again, you're not really doing a whole lot. Going back to grab cart. That's okay, but right now when you're on cart, you're DPS, so you could position yourself right here and then just keep slowly pushing up. But instead, you're hiding behind the cart. Not really sure what you're hiding from, but best you could. But you can still push the cart from in front of it. Let's see here. Looking a little confused again. So, looking a little confused again right there. Kind of like we're not sure who you're going to shoot at and such. You're kind of freaking out a little bit because so much was happening. But just make sure you're always trying to do something. Overall, now you're doing stuff. Look what happens when you're doing stuff. The team fight becomes so much easier.
Bob, do something.
Okay. Big issue right there. Bob. Bob did not need to be thrown. Because, I mean, you already won the team fight. Their tank's dead. I believe at the time you still had a support before you threw Bob down. And your Sojourn and your tank they're both full health. So throwing down Bob, that was a big waste. By throwing down Bob, it's gonna be like 5 times harder to win this next fight. I like taking the high ground and I like you pushing up here. Sounds like really good.
Enemy in sight.
But once again, like I was saying, you kind of look a little confused. Holy crap, I can't talk. You kind of look a little confused, and it's a big issue. Now, you probably could have used your shotgun a little bit sooner there, just to create a little bit more distance against Lucio, or you probably could have just dropped right down there. But I mean, regardless, your chances of winning that were probably slim. Regardless of what you
I
did.
don't take kindly to being knocked down.
But the reason why your team mainly lost that fight was because both DPS died, and you gotta make sure you're playing your life a little bit more. That was a good dynamite as well. That was a good dynamite, but I don't think you knew that the soldier was going to flank around. So I'm honestly a little confused why you even peeked over there. And if you somehow knew, I guess you have like some sixth sense or something like that. But if you dynamite, you had plenty of chances to like do so much damage. These guys, like all 3 of these guys, are just in the complete wide open. And I think the only reason why Soldier is going around is just because he has ult.
It's go time.
But I mean, overall, you're not doing bad right now. You just need to make sure you're constantly doing value. Now, probably you could have thrown that dynamite a little bit later and tried to get the pick on the soldier first because you already knew he was half health. But, I mean, so far what I noticed is just your biggest issue is just you get a little confused at times and you just not really help your team at all. But then you do have those moments where you pop off and you're playing like a high platinum, I'd say.
Target's locked. Open fire.
My ultimate is almost ready.
Now that was scary what you just did right there. You just walked up, right over here and then walked all the way back, I'm like in higher ranks, you probably would have instantly died. I'm kind of surprised even in this rank that you survived that.
That's what I needed.
Coalescence is ready.
She's
Out
got
you go. Not so fast.
Take everything from them.
Once again, I'm gonna go back real quick and I'm gonna speed
Behind you.
My
up
ultimate
for a second.
is ready.
just what I needed.
Coalescence is ready.
She's
Out
got
you go.
So you're full health. Like the second you throw that dynamite, you should jump over and you should be like right here looking for that damage, shooting as much as you can, seeing if you can get a pick on one of the supports.
Not so fast.
Instead, you kind of sat there for a little too long. You got to be a little bit faster on that. Nice kill on the soldier. Nice bob as well. So you did it, like in the beginning of that, you did so well. Like you're shooting, kind of not really right there, but you're shooting. You peeled for your other DPS, I think it
Do
was.
something.
What was your support? Yeah, you peeled for your soldier one. Unfortunately, the Mei jumped down and finished her off, but that was a good peel. On top of that, that was a good bob. And unfortunately, the Mei threw down ult, and as soon as the Mei threw down ult, you started to get confused. I think you started to panic a little bit. You didn't really know what to do. Right here, you should have been aimed in, taking your shots on the Mei, because you probably could have killed that Mei. And if you killed that Mei, more than likely would have won the fight. There's also a combo that you can do where you can aim in one, or aim in, shoot, and then aim out, shoot twice, and then aim in, shoot, and then aim out, shoot twice. That's a good combo. I might, in the beginning of this video, I think I might just show you exactly what that combo is.
We're outnumbered. Watch
But-
yourselves.
You probably could have killed that tank right there and single-handedly changed the fight again, because all you would have had to worry about was a Mei. But unfortunately, you aimed out and shot. You're not going to be doing a whole lot of damage to a tank if you're aiming out and shooting like that. And in result, unfortunately, I think you're going to lose this fight, but Zarya might be able to clutch it.
Bet you're here.
Unfortunately, I don't think she's going to be able to clutch it.
I am not ready to ride into the sunset.
Cannot escape me.
Halo's waiting
I
up.
stand with you.
60 seconds remaining.
Hey! Enemies there! Let's clear them out. You follow them. I'm under attack.
You are safe with take everything.
Here, for you!
Not bad. Jeez. I just woke up, so like I am not talking right. So, not bad at deciding to take this high ground right there. Might have been a little bit better if you just hopped up and just stood on this edge right here. You could shoot them, and then maybe if you need to, go over here. Because you took a little bit, like what I was saying early on, is you're taking a little bit too long of a flank. And in result, you're the only person that can really take care of that Pharah. Maybe the Moira could help you out, but you're honestly the only person that can take out that Pharah right now. If you die, you don't really have much of a chance to win the
30
fight,
seconds
or your team doesn't have much of a chance to win the fight.
¿Qué onda? In my world, there are no secrets.
Barrier won't hold much longer.
10 seconds remaining.
Time's almost up. Let's make a move.
unfortunately, I don't think there's a lot you can do in this certain situation that you're in. Yeah, Pharah has ult. It was a little too late, but I mean, overall, you have your moments where you play like you're a platinum, but your issue is that you just out of nowhere you'll stop and you'll like just look confused. And I think if you could just minimize that as much as you can, I think you'll start climbing through the ranks easily, as well as using your shotgun to take the higher ground. You got to be doing that a lot more. But anyway, I see potential. Like I 100% see potential of you going up the ranks like pretty decently fast, I want to say. But you just have those moments where you're looking confused, and in result, you're not getting any value, and you're making the fight a 4v5. And also, you got to make sure that you're not taking too long of flanks too, because when you take too long of a flank, you're out of that fight. So you should be taking like a 3-second flank at most, maybe 4 at the maximum. But I mean, you weren't doing bad. But anyway, just make sure you're not sitting around not doing anything, and I think you'll rank up. And good luck on climbing through the ranks. Anyway, see ya.